Hey there, Fight here with a big picture overview over EverLesson and EverFunnels. And before I show you a few of the individual bits, well, just as a pre-warning, I'm not going to show you the entire system because it is quite powerful and as a result big. So I wouldn't be able to, or it's not the purpose of this video to show you everything that's in there. I can already show you or tell you as an upfront overall statement. It's very well developed. It clearly shows that they've gone through several iterations. This is now in its third iteration, I believe. And it's the little things that work, and they are polished, and they're based on feedback. For example, I'll give you one example. When you go and create a product and you want to go and delete it, so I now go and delete this thing here, it tells me, look, are you really that stupid because you've spent all this time putting it in there? So please go to your email and click on the verification link. So they want to make absolutely sure you don't accidentally go and kill a product. So in this case, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to keep this. Before I show you the details, that's what I was going to say, is a quick step out to show you how this is positioned in the marketplace, how it compares and competes with other products and other approaches. So the idea is that really you create memberships, and there are plenty of membership scripts out there. There is, I've used DAP, I've used Wishlist Member, I've used it was Members.io, etc., etc. All these things are out there, and they all, more or less work. Some are easier than others. This one here in itself is pretty straightforward. I quite like that. You don't need to, as it's self-hosted, it's not integrated in your WordPress site. You don't need to fiddle with setting up individual pages. That's all taken care of here. So that's quite nice. But where it really shines is when you then go and integrate this with a sales funnel. And that's where it differs from, for example, Members.io. Members.io, you can go in and create your courses, but then the actual sales funnel to get people into your course, that's it's a different product. You need to go and do that somewhere else. And that's where I believe the sweet spot is for EverLesson combined with EverFunnels, because it's then fully integrated. I mean, truly fully integrated. You just set up the individual pages. You don't worry about any of the links that are required. The emails are created automatically for you. All is taken care of. And when I say the sales funnel, actually, let's just go and look at, here's one I set up earlier. If we go in here, in the garage, I have the option of creating a sales funnel over there. That's the EverFunnels. And basically in there, I've got two options. One is the sales page funnel, and the other one is the webinar funnel. And really, if all you're doing is setting up sales funnels, you probably don't need EverFunnels. Where it really shines, in my opinion, is the webinar funnels. If you have a product or service where it's worth doing a webinar up front, that's where this shines. So what you do then is you go in here and you create a webinar funnel, and I'll show you that in rough, this is roughly in a rough outline in a second. Let me just go back to the dashboard. So before we step in, the big concept you need to understand is, in EverLesson, you create memberships. That's your starting point. And here I've created a membership that's called The Garage. And it's called The Garage because I quite like the entrepreneurial startup story, Apple in a garage. So, that's the one I created. And you can go and set the logo, for example. I didn't do that here. The name, etc., etc. But in the beginning, there is nothing in there. There are no courses in it. You then go in and you create courses. So I'm just going to show you this for a second here. So what I've done here is I've created a course called Landing Page Wizardry. So the idea is I now have a course where I show you how to set up a landing page beginning to end. So a lot of people go out and they go, oh, I want to learn about copywriting and I want to build a list, etc. But they don't even have the simplest landing page. So this is the course I'm putting in there. Now, the one thing I would recommend when you start building courses, go and use the wizard. You can create it by manually, but hey, look, the wizard takes you through the step by step. This particular one has just a couple of video lessons. That's it. You can do any type of lesson in there. It's all done in the wizard. I've just chosen to have 2 video lessons. There's actually nothing in there at the moment. It's just, as a demo, I've set this up. So if I now want to go and create a sales funnel for this particular course, I go over here and say EverLesson funnel. I would like to create a webinar funnel. And if I'm not mistaken, here's my course, landing page wizardry. I've set up one earlier. So you basically select a theme, and then you go in here and you set this up. So here I have set up a webinar called landing page wizardry. It's not very imaginative, but there you go. And I am going to go and do this whole thing on February the 8th at 4 p.m. Okay, fair enough. That's what I'm doing, and I'm using Webinar Geo, and I'm sending some pre-email sequence. Now, these secrets here, they will appear on the on one of the pages, on the registration page. So what you're seeing here is you will discover how to create high converting landing pages, the 3 elements that need to go into a landing page, and how to get ideas for high converting headlines quickly. Actually, no, this is my overall description, and here, secret number 3, how to set up the technology dummy style. Okay, fair enough. Then you have the designs of these different pages. So here's Chad. If I don't like him, I can take him off or replace him. In this case, I don't really care. I could change all of this text here. Landing pages, whatever, wizardry, whatever, J.K. Rowling style, because she really knows about wizardry. Whatever, I can go in here and you will have your high converting landing page at the end of this webinar, etc, etc, etc. So you can go in and edit all these things in here. There, of course, I would go in and replace that by a picture of myself. Here you can already see the secrets. They've already been put in here, and that's the nice thing about this whole thing. You kind of fill in text elements here in setup. That's what it is over here, and then they automatically put on over here. And then here we've got the confirmation page. So whatever I want to put on there, come on, confirmation page, where are you? So see you on the webinar. It'll be fun, whatever, and now I'm happy. If I want to have a thank you page video, I stick it in here, and so on and on and on. I probably should press save at some point here. Oh, there we go, save. Thank you very much. I can then go in, add several bridge pages. I love this concept here. The idea of the bridge page is if in the run-up to the webinar you want to get people more excited about additional things, like oh, by the way, here's a freebie, or an extra, if you want to do it Frank Kern style and sell something in the process, you can put that in here. Say, hey, by the way, I've done a tutorial, grab pen and paper, and of course at the end there is a little call to action, buy my thing, which could be another product over here. Then if you want to fiddle with, I haven't actually done this here yet, so here my landing page coaching Platinum Ninja costs $250, and I haven't edited this text here. This goes back to the actual product. So over here in the original setup of the product, I set the sales page. If I want to change anything for this particular sales page, I can here. Then I've got the pre-emails, the indoctrination emails, and the post emails. I haven't activated the post emails yet. And when that all is done, I can go and because I've only played with this a couple of times now, I think I need to go in here. Now, where are my pages? Basically, somewhere in the beginning, on my setup. Was it here? Here we go. I now have, at the end, my links. So there we go. And now I've got all these different links here, replay, which I can send out by email, or I just rely on the inbuilt system. So the only thing I ever send out is this webinar registration link. And let's go and have a look at this. And I clearly didn't press save there at some point because J.K. Rowling has disappeared. That's no good. We love J.K. Rowling. So I need to go back here. Yeah. Landing page wizardry. J.K. Rowling style. So where is my save? Bing. Yes, that's my phone. Okay. So I now go here and oh, shut up, phone. And there she is, J.K. Rowling style. Okay, so you can still go in and change things, not on the fly, but whilst your webinar is out in the wild. So there you go. That's basically it. Now I could go in here and I've tested this. I can go and reserve my spot. I can sign up. I go to the confirmation page. Let me see if I have got one open here. Played around with a couple of these earlier. No, I don't. Okay. All of that works just fine. So, big step out, and we're approaching 12 minutes here, so I'll be quick. It is a set of two products. One is all about the actual product, and it's aimed at you creating membership levels, if you like, and inside those membership levels you have different products, and you probably saw you can copy products across, so that's all taken care of. And then the other half of this whole thing is EverFunnels, where in my opinion the real gold is these webinar funnels, and there's a lot of information here, but the real gold is twofold in my opinion. Number one is that all these links, all the linking together is done for you. You don't need to take care of this. And all these emails, they're being sent out. By the way, you set all of this up here, integrations, autoresponder, etc. They're all sent out for you. You don't need to take care of any of these links. That's all done for you. Thank you very much. So it's a very hands-off, especially from a technical perspective, way of doing it. And the other beauty of this is that the whole flow from getting people in, you've got these pre-emails where you can get people excited with more bridge pages, is fully integrated into then holding the webinar and getting people excited about the webinar using the indoctrination email sequence. And then, of course, post-email or post-webinar, you get people to the webinar replay. And all along, you can use more bridge pages to get people, I don't know. The way they do it is, it's not really objection handling, but is if you want to add a little case study, if you want to add a little bonus, etc. All of that can be done with bridge pages, and you can keep adding more if and where you need them, and the rest is taken care of. So all these links here, you don't need to worry about, okay, did I paste the right email or the right link into my email? That is done for you. So there you go. That's my, it's scratching the surface of what you can do. But I think if you go in and approach this using the concept I've shown you. In the beginning I was struggling. I was going, where's the funnel thing? I want to build a funnel first. No, that's not what you do. Is you create a membership, and remember, it's just a membership. It's not a product in itself. Once you've got your membership, you go in there and you, in my opinion, use the wizard to create a new product, which also not only lets you set the content, but also the pricing, the look and feel, etc., etc. You can do free products, you can do paid products, you can do some that have both. You can edit, of course, all the emails, etc., etc. And once you've got that, then, here's my course. I can then go and use EverFunnel to create a sales funnel for this particular product. So in this case, I only have one product, so that's the only one I can select, and I'll do this. What I haven't even played with yet is the auto webinar funnel. That is, I'm not entirely sure if that is something you get with every single version, because they have a pro version which uses their own integrated webinar platform. So if you don't have GoToWebinar, for example, then that might be worth going for, because of course, GoToWebinar, even if you have the legacy account, it is something like $80 a month. So that adds up over time. So there you go. That's my big picture summary of how this whole thing hangs together, and with I would say about an hour of getting used to where the different bits are and where the different in the beginning I was going, right, where can I find this funnels thing? It's gone. And sometimes you go, where are my options? Where are my settings? And then you realize, well, actually I have to go in here, and then suddenly they appear over here. Look, there they are suddenly. It'll take you about an hour of playing around, and then you can navigate around this whole thing and start setting up courses and funnels very, very quickly. Alrighty, cheers, bye.